welcome my friends to another Fallout video, and today I'm going to be doing a mini compilation based around 5 awesome locations that you guys can use to farm for those legendary weapons. And a lot of you guys out there are currently farming for that one legendary weapon or one legendary piece of armor that you may be sought after, so I thought why not just throw in a bunch of locations into one video, and hopefully this does help you guys out. Now, I've already explained what legendary farming is in the previous 2 farming videos I made. I did 2 separate videos on 2 different locations, so I'm going to give you guys a brief description of what it is and kind of how it works and stuff, and then we'll jump into the other locations later on during the video. So for legendary farming itself, what it basically is, as many of you may know already, it's basically killing the same legendary enemy over and over again. Of course, that legendary enemy will end up dropping a legendary weapon or piece of armor, and if you're not happy with the weapon or piece of armor that he drops you, you can go ahead and reload the game and keep killing the same legendary enemy over and over again, getting a different weapon or piece of armor every single time that you actually do this. And it's a great way of getting that specific legendary weapon or piece of armor that you may have been looking for. Those 2-shot ghost rifles that a lot of people seem to be getting, that's extremely overpowered, those explosive damage shotguns, just crazy weapons, and even the chameleon armor and stuff like that. Just crazy stuff like that is essentially what people are doing or trying to go for when using these legendary farms. So for example, this is a new location that I have yet to feature on the channel. You want to make your way over to the Krupp Manor. It's going to be located right here on your map, and when you go into this building, there's going to be a bunch of ghouls in there that you will want to clear out first. There's going to be around, I think, around 5 or 6 in total. And once you've cleared those out, you then want to make your way to the top floor, and there'll be a door that you will need to pick lockpick, sorry, completely said that backwards there. But once you've lockpicked the door, there's going to be another ghoul behind it. This for me was a legendary ghoul, as you can see, but this isn't the farm. This is just, if you're very lucky, you may get a legendary one pop up here. But once you've killed that ghoul behind the door, you then want to make your way into the room, go into the dresser, and you should see a basement key inside of the dresser. Go ahead and pick it up, then make your way down the stairs again, this time all the way down to the bottom to the basement door. Now, it's absolutely essential, do not enter the basement just yet. You want to make a quick save or a manual save just outside of the basement door, and you'll see why we do this here very shortly. Once you've made the quick save or the manual save, then go ahead and enter the basement. Now, as soon as you enter the basement, notice how it makes an auto save in the top left hand corner. This basically means that the enemies inside of here are in fact loot lockable. Now, if you don't know what loot locking is, I'll explain it here once again very shortly. So basically, once you've entered the basement, there's going to be a series of around 3 to 4 ghouls in here, I do believe, and one of these has a chance to be a legendary enemy. If it is a legendary enemy, go ahead and kill him, see what weapon or what legendary weapon and what legendary piece of armor he drops for you. And let's say that you don't like what this legendary enemy dropped. What you can do is load up the quick save that you made outside of the door, go back in there again, and hopefully it will be a legendary enemy again. And if it is, you can kill him again and get a different piece of weapon or armor, and it will drop something different for you as long as you load from the quick save. And that is essentially what legendary farming is. And I've explained it quite a few times, but because it is a compilation video, I do want to explain it again just for those of you out there who haven't seen my previous videos. Now, of course, the main problem with this is that a legendary enemy isn't going to spawn there 100% of the time. You could load up your game, go in there, and a legendary enemy may not spawn. And of course, if it doesn't spawn, you just have to reload the game again and keep reloading and keep going in there until eventually you do see the legendary enemy spawn. And from there, of course, you can go ahead and kill that legendary enemy. Now, just to note, difficulty has an effect on the legendary spawn rate. So for instance, I play on very hard difficulty when playing the game normally, and I have a much higher chance of a legendary enemy spawning over somebody playing on normal difficulty, if that makes any kind of sense for you guys. And the same thing as well goes for your level. Now, level doesn't have an effect, to my knowledge at least, on the legendary enemy spawn rates, but it does have an effect on the type of weapons you get. So for instance, if you're a much higher level, you have a much higher chance of getting a better weapon or better piece of loot over somebody who's playing on normal difficulty. Now, let's take it back to the autosave. Let's say that you kill a legendary enemy or the legendary enemy down in the basement, and let's say he drops a shotgun, just as an example, but the shotgun does 50% extra damage to robots, and you want a combat shotgun that does explosive damage instead. What you can do is load from the autosave, and what loading from the autosave does is it loot locks the weapon to the legendary enemy. So for instance, when you load the autosave again, he should drop another combat shotgun again, the same, obviously the same weapon that you got the first time, just a different legendary prefix. So this time he may drop a legendary shotgun that does explosive damage, or that does 50% extra damage to humans, or something like that. And basically, loading the autosave just changes the prefix and keeps the weapon the same, and loading the quick save just completely changes the weapon and the prefix in general. And that's just a quick example there of how this stuff actually works. Now, getting into the other locations you can do this in, one of them is over at the Gunners Plaza. If you go ahead and make your way over to this location on your map right here, clear out all of the raiders outside of the area. One of those may have a chance of being legendary again, just as additional loot for you there. But basically, before you enter the Gunners Plaza once again and make your quick save, then enter the Gunners Plaza itself. Now, when you enter the Gunners Plaza, there is going to be a ton of enemies in there that you can come across. It's going to be a bit of a lengthier process to actually do this one over the first one I showed you guys, but there's around 10 or 12 enemies in there, and 1 or 2 of them can actually be a legendary enemy. So it's good for getting, double drop rates if you really want to, if you're very, very lucky indeed. But one of them has a chance to be a legendary enemy. So the same thing applies. Just simply kill this legendary enemy. If you don't like the weapon or piece of armor that he drops, simply reload from the quick save outside of the Gunners Plaza, and boom, go ahead and make your way back inside. Something to mention about this location, do not load from the autosave. For whatever reason, the enemies inside of the Gunners Plaza are not loot lockable, which means that the autosave kind of feature or part of the legendary farming just will not work from this specific location. But another location that this does work in is the National Guard Training Yard. This is one that I've already featured on the channel, but it definitely deserves a spot in this compilation, being one of the better locations to do this in. Of course, you can find that located right here on your map. Once again, when you arrive at the National Guard Training Yard, before you enter the actual recruitment office, make a quick save outside of the building. Once you've made the quick save, make your way inside of the building, and there'll be around 4 to 5 ghouls in there, with one of them having a chance to be a legendary enemy. Once you've killed him, you can simply reload from the quick save, or if you like the weapon that it drops but just want a different legendary prefix, you can simply go ahead and load up from the autosave, as the enemies in this location are in fact loot lockable. Another location that this works perfectly fine in is the abandoned house next to the Bunker Hill. This is one of the better locations, once again, that a lot of people seem to be getting that 2-shot ghost rifle from. And the same thing applies to this building. Make a quick save just outside, then make your way inside of the building, and making your way inside will of course cause the game to autosave, which means that you can loot lock the enemies also in this location as well. And on the top or the 3rd floor, there's going to be a door that you will need to lockpick. Upon lockpicking this door, a ghoul spawns in the room, and this ghoul has a chance once again to be a legendary enemy. You can simply kill him, see what loot that it offers you, and if you don't like it, you can either load from the quick save or the auto save, depending on which weapons that it does drop for you. Another enemy this also works on is the Deathclaw atop of the Haymarket Mall. Now, to get there, of course, you will need to make your way over to this location on your map, then make your way through the building, up the elevator, eventually to the very top floor of the Haymarket Mall. And eventually, when you're on there, basically what you want to do is, before you move, when you're on the roof, you want to make a quick save. Now, unfortunately, the Deathclaw that spawns up here is not loot lockable, which means that you will have to keep loading from this quick save. But once you've made the quick save on the roof, you then want to progress on the roof itself, and you'll come across an area known as the Garden Terrace. Now, as soon as you enter this area, a Deathclaw is going to hop over the wall, ready to bite your head off. And of course, this Deathclaw has a chance to be a legendary one, which you can in fact farm off by quick loading that quick save. And that pretty much wraps it up for the 5 locations. As an additional location, just as an honorable mention, because I could not get this to spawn for the life of me, but there is another farming spot that people are using known as the Sentry Bot Door. Now, you can find this located right here on the map. It is a secondary location, so it's not going to be one that you can just teleport to, but you can find it right here on the map. And basically, when you walk up to this area, you want to make a quick save exactly where you see me doing it here. Now, once you've made the quick save, you want to open up the door. It's kind of one of those troll doors, basically. And when you open up the door, it's going to spawn a huge sentry bot in the back of the area, and this sentry bot has a chance to be a legendary sentry bot, but for whatever reason, once again, it just wasn't working for me. But that's why I wanted to include this as an honorable mention for you guys. Now, another tip that I do want to mention before I end the video: if you've already cleared out enemies from any of these locations, I see a lot of people complaining saying, you know, you've already killed these enemies, what do I do and stuff like that. I believe you can wait a week in game, or it's either 1 week or 2 weeks in game if you know, either sleep for a week or two, or wait on a chair or something for a week or two in game. I believe the enemies should eventually respawn for you guys. That's something that happens to quite a few enemies out there, so just try that, see if it does work. I'm pretty sure that it will, and that is how you can potentially get the enemies to respawn for you guys, just in case you've already cleared out these areas in the past. But anyway, that is it for the video, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed this compilation video today, or at least did find it helpful. If you did, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on the video. Your support, of course, is always greatly appreciated on the channel. Subscribe if you guys are new around for videos similar to this one, and I'll catch you guys next time with a brand new video. Peace out.